Good evening, everybody. Well, it could be daytime when you're watching this, so I guess that kind of doesn't work. I'll just say hello, I suppose. Welcome back. Playing with the Valiant again. It is another Saturday night here in the workshop. So, I was meant to be getting underneath the car and finishing off some of the painting, but I just don't really feel like getting covered in crap tonight. I've done that for the last couple of times, and to be honest, it's just messy, and I just don't feel like it. But I did go out shopping today and bought a seat cover. The front seat is pretty bad. It's been a big back and forth in my head, trying to work out whether I'm going to retrim the seats or whether I just cover them and put the blankets back on and just live with it. I think I'm going to go with the live with it option. I am building another car at the same time, and it is the priority car, and I probably shouldn't take money away from it in the hopes of just having this as just a run around daily drive car. So at this stage we're sticking with the seat cover idea. So let's turf the interior of this car and see what lives under the carpet. Bit of affairs inside. The rear seat I think is totally fine. It'll clean up, someone's done a repair to the back of it. It's alright, it's gonna live. The front seat on the other hand has got some issues, let's be honest. The door cards aren't bad either though. I don't know why it's got blue handles on it, but at some stage it's got blue handles on it. I'm gonna figure on that one. The front seat is pretty gosh darn freaking had it. So I haven't actually lifted any of this up to see what's going on in here, so let's do that. I really like these blankets. They're kind of just, they're cool, so keys. I think we'll get them washed up. They can go back on, but yeah. Yeah, she's had it. Let's be honest. I have new carpet. I managed to get that online for a reasonable price. I do have another set of door cards as well. I got them online, so I don't know. We may change the door cards. They're a different colour. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. They're not that different though. They're just a brown instead of a two-tone, so it's not too bad. But I do have a cover for this front seat. Where is that? I bought that today. It's here somewhere. I think it's in the office. Hang on. Let's go suss that out. No, it's not in the office. I've lost it already. Didn't really take me very long, did it? Okay, you just have to take my word for it that I went shopping today and bought a new seat cover for it. Oh, there it is. I found it. So it just literally covers the entire seat, which I reckon throw that over it and put some blankets back on it. Those ones there, and I think it'll still be cool-ish enough. All right, well. I know there's a rust hole in that corner. I found it the other day. So far it's been the only rust, the rear quarters and that spot there. So I'm going to take that. Anyway, without further ado, I'm throwing a dust mask and tear this apart. Well, you're now seeing the boot where I started cleaning all that up. The rear seat looks like it had a mouse living in it. That's kind of gross. I did find rat sack in here. Ooh, speaker. There's no rust. I don't know what the carpet is, but it's pretty horrid. Floor looks good though. On all accounts, doesn't seem anything too badly wrong with that. Oh. That's gonna be part of the smell right there. Gross, man. Crusty dead rat. Anyway. Yep, kinda glad I decided to pick on the interior. Because, it does stink in here, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not a nice smell. So let's see if we can change all that. Get some more of that white paint going on around here. In all fairness of my underbody efforts, I have done a fair bit. As you can see, it's only in first coat. There's still a few light spots in there, but most of the floor is painted and looking pretty damn good. Another good coat over all of this, and get through these bits I missed so far, will be good. Of course, it goes all the way up into here, like doing it all by hand and grinding and using scrapers and wire brushes. It's time consuming, it's freaking messy, so yeah, I just don't want to do that tonight. We're going to undo these bolts here, that one there, that one there. You should have some friends over here, like so, and that's going to get the front seat out of the car. Now that I found that rat inside, or mouse, or whatever he is, I'm a little bit excited about the car not smelling, to be honest. Just want to share a quick little trick. I just noticed whilst I was under there, some of the thin spots are up where I can't really get paint into. And this is something I came up a really long time ago that works really well. You're going to need one of these. Doesn't have to be an Ox, just whatever brand that has this little nozzle in the lid. You're going to rip that fellow out. Get the lid off. Oh, nearly beaten by a paint can lid. And then I'm going to take my can of black, remove its lid. It's far, far easier. Put this one here on. Just waste a little bit of paint over this way, hang on. Without covering myself. There we go. Cool there. Fit the little dealie. Oh, geez, that was tight. Anyway, so it looks something like that. We're going to get under there and get right up in all them little grooves and fill them up with paint so that we don't have any rust, because they're spots that you're just never going to get to otherwise. Alright, so the bits we're talking about are up in here. So it means I can get this guy, I can camera and paint at the same time, and get right up in there with like pinpoint accuracy. So I can paint out all of these little seam parts and get it inside of a few bits too. And that way, there we go in here, you can see where I've got there in that corner and where I missed earlier with the other can. So that just allows me to get a better coverage on the car and hopefully give her a few more extra years. Well, it may have been heavy and awkward, but the seat is now out. And nothing left but dodgy, dirty carpet. Yep, that's gross. Let's have a look at our seat. There's a bigger view. Missing the ashtray, inspection hole. It's in there. Yep, that's rather gross. That's where all the smell's coming from. Yep, cool, torn, busted. What's on the underside? Oh. A couple of timbers to hold the springy section in place. That's always interesting too. Hey, it's adjustable. Didn't even know that. There you go, cool. Alright, so these two studs came undone. This one was already a bolt, which is annoying, and this one down the back here is stripped. They're going there with the air hacksaw and get him out. Let's get some carpet out. Alright, so I've removed all the dress trims that go around here, retain the carpet. Is that glued? God, I hope it's not glued. Anyway, really need two people to do all these bolts. They've got a nut on the other side, which makes it terribly difficult by yourself. So my plan is to go around the knife and cut them so they'll go through the carpet. And then I was going to vacuum it. I think if I just heap it all, fold it neatly into the middle there, I can probably get it all out without vacuuming it. And then just get it all straight in the bin and say goodbye to that nasty mess. Oh, it's gross. It's so gross. Oh yeah, that's just a whole lot of nastiness. I don't really want to touch anything I don't have to touch. Jeez, that floor's bouncy. So the plan is to get the knife in here, cut up like that, and run it back through there, release that section. Oh, they've bolted through the carpet. I suppose that makes sense. I managed to find the bluntest knife in the entire workshop. Well, it's actually the sharpest, bluntest knife, if that makes sense. We've got like a massive pack of blades, and for the absolute life of me this evening, I have no idea where they're hiding. So, here we are, making do. Kind of tears itself anyway. It's old, it's dirty. God, it smells like, the dust smells like it's bad for you. I feel gross. Okay, the sides are now. Well, this might not be too bad. I'm not looking to recondition the entire floor if I don't have to. If I can get away with just cleaning up what needs to be cleaned up, it's going to be the focus. I think a pressure clean is really what it needs, but anyway. Keep you posted on that terrible idea. What's that stuff on? Okay, there's a piece on the floor there I got to deal with. Alright, go work that out. Yep, well, there's that bit of rust I was worried about. I noticed this rust hole in the dash here. And it was outside, it was raining the other day, and water was dripping into this area, so I knew this wasn't going to be very good. That's gross. That's it's unfortunate. The rest of the floor looks fairly livable though, so far. Stuff just holds moisture. Bad stuff to use. Anyway, keep on getting this stinky mess out and into the bin. Well, this is what I was hoping the floor would look like. Unfortunately, I found that. It's more dirtiness than anything else, and that over there, so... Oh, for crying out loud. That sucks. This means it's got like to be a much bigger job than what I was going for this evening. Chose the inside of the car because I didn't want to get dirty on the outside of the car, but this is dirty, smelly, and I have to fix rust in a floor. That from the underside looks mint, so I can't imagine that's going to be a hole. I've wire wheeled the underside, like I gave it a good hit. Anyway, see through to my boots nice and white, so I guess I have to reapply that same idea to the whole inside of the car. Except for that bit's sweet. Some of the original underlay was still in there too. It's on there. So yeah. Anyway, firewall all looks good. That corner over there, from here looks bad, but up close it's actually quite good. There's panels out. Let's get the vacuum cleaner in here, clean up what I need to. It wasn't glued. Thank God for that. I hate when people glue carpet down. And clean all this up and paint it white, I suppose. Wonder if I can pull that off tonight. Oh, I'm choking on ratty, dusty yuckiness. Oh, I can taste it. It's bad. State of affairs as to where we're at. The bulk of it's just dirty. I'm not too worried about that bit over there. That's nothing. That's fucking ugly. Man, I got pinholes back here. Like, it really needs this whole piece of floor, which I'm probably not going to do, to be honest. I'm just going to patch in a section there that fixes up the worst of it, really. Clean it all up. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that's where it's going to go down. I might try to tackle that tonight, just get stuck into it. Tear the lid off. Probably some other sayings in there I can use. Not very excited. I knew I was going to find rust. That's a lot of rust. It's a big piece of floor. My HQ, I've done 2 pieces of floor in it. I really hate patching floors. I really hate patching rust in general, actually. But anyway, wouldn't be owning an old car if it wasn't full of bloody rust. Alright, just come down to the underside just to have a better assessment of the situation, to see what I'm working with. Looks like I've got the handbrake cable running through there, the brace, and let go of that. And I've also got this support beam running through here, so I don't really want to go messing with that. And there's also some fuel lines there. If I cut through them, I'd be upset, I'll be honest. What I might do is I might make a cut from the underside, drill some holes so that I can work out where to go to and from, and we'll get this piece fixed. Oh yeah, that side as well. Right, there you go. That clears that picture up, doesn't it? Well, it gets the worst of the rust, and really, other than the rear quarters, the only rust, so I guess I should be thankful. Alright, I made some larger holes in here to give me a guide, and I drilled a series of small holes, if you can see them up in there, to give me a guide so I don't cut through that rail. I'm going to take the air saw here. Alright, hello air saw. I'm going to cut it all out from the underside so I don't hit the fuel line or anything. And we'll get this piece here sorted and this one over here. And then we'll come back and do the side of the trans tunnel. Well, it's no longer a hole in the floor, it's a torsion bar inspection panel. And yep, and it's a torsion bar. And so the gearbox down there. You can see here I've drilled a series of holes. Dum, 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 dum. They're sharp, don't touch them. I already sprung a leak. Really hope my tetanus is tetanus shot's up to date. Yeah, I'll do something with this, don't worry. I'm not going to neglect that. I just want to get this shape first, and then I'll that piece in there as well. Or I may get excited from the top side and attack that now too. See how my feelings go. But right now I'm going to drill some bigger holes and attack this fellow. I've cleared a section there which I think will be enough. Probably won't be, and I'll cut a bigger hole, but we'll go from there. It's a starting point. I may have skipped forward a little bit here, but I've cut the hole out a bit bigger to get rid of anything that was absolutely had it. Back to good steel. So I'm happy with that. Started folding this up. This is a piece of 1.2mm galvanized sheet. I would love to say there's some fancy reason for using gal sheet, but it was literally all I had lying around the workshop, so gal sheet it is. Everyone knows how much fun that stuff is to weld to, but the good news is at 1.2mm and galvanized, well, that's a pretty good repair. It's going to last a while. So I've got it roughed in. You can kind of see this pen line. I'm going to go back with the grinder, grind all that back. Look, there's still worse parts. You know, this is all really pitted here and whatnot. Realistically, this whole floor piece here needs doing, but I am not going to. I don't have the time to just go that far with it. This is going to be more than sufficient repair. You know, funnily enough, that wasn't rusty. The top of the chassis rail was mint. So I've just put some paint in it. Like even inside there, you can still see it's a good rail. A little bit of something on the edge there. Oh, it's just dirty and greasiness. It's good. It's a solid rail, so I'm pretty happy about that. We just need the floor to be fixed. So this main piece here is going to cover that section, and then I can go back and make up something for that side there. I've got some thinner 0.9 steel there, which is a small piece. It should do that. So I'm more than happy with this repair. This is going to hold this car for a really long time. And I'll paint all this. We'll rust treat it, we'll paint it. It's going to come out really good. Well, that's as far as I got this evening. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. It's a little after midnight. So I should probably go home. I've got like a family and children and stuff to go see. So that's the main piece in, and I'm quite happy with that. I managed to weld most of the way around it. That old material didn't want to weld very well, and it's left a really ugly weld, but she's solid and that's all it needs to be. I just put some white on it. I don't know, makes me feel better, I guess. I feel like I've gained some ground here. So, whew, a little bit buffed. That is that. We'll move on over to that section hopefully next weekend, all going well. Maybe next Saturday night. Get that piece all done, fill it back in with some nice new material and blend it. Try and make it look as pretty as possible. I've got to go underneath and tag back in that piece of chassis, I guess you call it, whatever you want to call that. Then we'll paint the whole entire floor inside here, make it all nice and white. And then we can get back to what I was hoping to do tonight, which is new carpet, maybe the door cards, wait and see on that one. They're really only bad door cards, this one. I think I can glue it back together well enough. I'm going to paint the tops of the doors. That's kind of it. Put the interior back in, put the seat cover on, move on from the interior. Finish off the underbody, finish off the rust repairs. Anyway, I'm getting away from myself. For me, it's going to be next weekend. For you guys, it's going to be the very next part of this video. So 1, 2, 3, and we're back, just like that. For you guys, it's been like a couple of seconds since the last part of the video, but it's now the following Saturday. So yeah, I did nothing during the week. I went to work, did work stuff, didn't do anything on the car. So here we are. It is the same as what you saw on a video 10 seconds ago. So I will I'm going to finish off this floor piece, so I'm going to get cracking on that. It is currently freezing cold. It's a nice little 12 degrees tonight or something like that, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's do some work. Here's where I'm at with it. This is the piece I did the other night. It was probably a little bit of a plain fix, but it was this big piece of flat floor. I figured that was a pretty good fix. Anyway, I've got these pieces left over. That's from the rear quarters when we did them. And this is from a fuel tank I modified the other day for a Mustang. So this is all the steel I have to work with. I don't have a whole lot here. I've cut this out and prepped it all back. And I've sort of shaped this little fellow up. He's going to lick in there. I'm just going to start my tunnel. I'm just going to set some tacks on, I think, and just start shaping it. I got my 10 snips and my grinder. I can make it look pretty and get it in there. So I'll do that. I'm going to have to do something back here as well, unfortunately. I don't have any more than these couple of pieces. Piece of a Mustang fuel tank there. So that's what I got to work with, and it'll be a little bit patchwork angels, but it'll get in there. We'll make it right. As long as we can't see the gearbox anymore, we'll be fine. She's Zeused in there rather nicely, I think. So I sort of molded it a bit, used the heat of the weld to manipulate the material as I went along, and got her in there. The way I do this is with an overlap. So this piece here is under here. And you can see over here is a slight overlap. Any great restorer would tell you that is a hideous mess. And to a certain extent, they're probably right. But for someone like me who A, doesn't have the time, and B, probably doesn't quite have enough skill to do a perfect line cut and marry them in together, grind it all back as if it never happened, I think for a floor repair, look, that's what we've done on the outside of the car. I went to that length. On the inside of the car for the floors, just make the hole knot there is my goal. So that's where it's at. You guys may have your own methods, and that's cool too. Whatever you do, you do. So I'm just going to continue that along. I've got to work out what I'm going to do here in this area. You can see I've got a few pinholes down low, which I've got another dodgy method for fixing that. I've got a few back here too. I'm just going to bog it. I've done it before on several cars. It's a really good long-term approach to it. You've got to remember, these cars don't get driven every day anymore. It's not as if they're going to and from work in the rain and all that sort of jazz. They're just weekend cruisers, man. They don't need to be that far done if you don't have the time and money to do so. And a little bit of fiber fill in this area just to build that piece of floor back up is going to be fantastic for me. I'm quite happy with a repair like that. Not the greatest repair, I totally get it, but it's the repair I'm doing to my car. Anyways, I'll get crafty with some more steel. Now that's my basic shape, so yeah, I'm gonna start tacking it and bashing it in the position. And my god, I may finish this and finally get to move on to cleaning the rest of the floor up. Alright, well that sorts that section out. Just gonna clean it all back with the grinder. We're gonna start moving on doing the rest of the floor.
Well, this part ain't fun, but it's gotta be done. This fellow here is gonna remove all the scale and looseness off this floor so that I can prep it and paint it and finally move on. I've had enough of the inside. Let's do this!
Well, that is going to do it, guys. It's not the greatest coating. It's got bleed through and all sorts going on, but the floor is no longer rusty and is painted. And that was really what I was going for. So, on that note, I'm pretty happy. Look at all that. God, that's a big tick off the list of this work, this car, this job, this work. Jeez, it's late. It's really late. It's like 1 in the morning and I'm tired. But I got it done. It means it's got the rest of the weekend to sit there and cure. And come Monday, well, let's move it back outside. Still a couple of weeks off having seats back. But I'm going to start playing around with the carpet. I might get that in. I'm going to redo the roof lining in it. Now that oh, geez, I didn't tell you. We're redoing the seats. God, that's going to be another video by itself, but I made the executive decision. Hang on 1 second. I made the decision. The seats went off Monday, actually. They're getting retrimmed. So I just weighed it up. They were in really bad shape, and the car's actually turning out to be really quite a nice car. I really want it to be something special. So a real survivor, a nice car. So I pulled the pin. The seats are getting trimmed, front and rear. The fronts had all that timber in the front of them, and they were just full of disgustingness in the fabric. So I just decided that it's just best to get them trimmed and get it done. So I'm a little bit excited about that. I've never had trimmed seats like in a car like this before. I've always just had whatever it had in it. So yeah, that's cool. So anyways, I'll keep you posted on that. We'll look in on that soon. A to Z Trimming in Caloundra are doing it. So we'll go down and visit them and have a look at the whole show and see how they're going with it. I'm going to sign this video off here right now tonight. I'm tired. I'm going to go home and go to bed. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please just get down low there and do that, and we can keep on doing fun stuff like this and bringing you fresh content on these terrible cars I like to buy. That's what I do. Anyways, thanks heaps for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.